Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, hello, my name is Sarah Taylor. I own Sarah Taylor Skin. I basically am Yoda for skincare. It's not MLM, it's all coaching and education. So you basically book sessions with me and I give you a ton of insight. I help you build a skincare routine. I take into account all your constraints and goals and, you know, restrictions and everything like that. But yeah, I also, the reason I say this kind of intermittently throughout my channel and throughout like my videos, I specifically wanted to say it on this one because I hadn't said it since Rona started, and I said it on Instagram and whatnot and on my Facebook page for my company, but I'm donating 50% of all purchases paid in full price to COVID-19 relief efforts. So whether it's, and you get to pick it. So if you have a specific food bank or whatever you want to donate to, I'm happy to do that. If you are impacted and you need a sliding scale, I'm also offering that. So I just wanted to kind of start off by highlighting that. So if you are interested in booking a skincare session with me or a coaching session or gift cards or packages, every single purchase you make, whether it's an individual session, packages, or gift cards, I'm donating 50%. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into the video. I had mentioned in another video and like a prior episode of the series that I was gonna do what to buy. I'd kind of forgotten about it, and I also kind of thought that, you know, with Rona and everything, nobody's really getting elective surgery right now. I actually need to get revision lipo done on my hip and I can't get it right now. It's not that bad. It's not like a huge thing, but eventually I'll have to have it done. But anyway, so I had seen a comment that I had somehow kind of fallen through the cracks, and a bunch of people had DM'd me on Instagram too to go ahead and film like a what to buy. So at least you can be as prepared as you can be if you're even considering the surgery, if you've had to reschedule it because of, you know, the pandemic and whatnot. So yeah, if it seems ill-timed, you know, I don't know. I don't want to tell you. But I am doing this because I've had requests for it. So I also just think, you know, when all of this blows over and life does kind of somewhat resume normalcy or whatever the new normal is, it's worth putting out there, because I feel like a lot of people, myself included, look for this and they're really, I didn't see anything. So, okay, let's get started. So I've made a list of things that you should buy. Some stuff I have on hand, some stuff it really doesn't benefit you for me to show you because it's gonna be your version of it. But it's gonna be kind of all over the place, right? Okay, I'm gonna start with the things that I don't currently have on hand. The first thing, fresh pineapple. You will eat, I know this sounds weird, but you will eat so much pineapple. Pineapple has the highest concentration of bromelain found in nature. Bromelain is important because it helps with swelling. Therefore, you will eat a lot of pineapple. And do not buy pineapple in the little sugar cups or canned pineapple or whatever. Buy fresh pineapple. Either get it cut or buy the big ass things at Costco and cut it yourself. But yeah, you are going to eat. I don't really like pineapple. Like, I like it if I'm in Hawaii and it's like local, but like, it's not my favorite thing in the world to eat. And I definitely eat a lot of it, but it does help. Something else I don't have anymore, but I highly recommend you get is body wipes. These are the wipes. I cannot rave enough about these. These are by Care Touch, and they're cleansing and deodorizing bathing wipes, hypoallergenic, latex-free, aloe vera enriched, no alcohol, microwave safe. They're single use only, obviously, but you can warm them up in the microwave if you need the warmth, which we didn't wind up doing that, but they were awesome. I love them. But yeah, get those wipes, because I'm telling you, you're gonna be so stressed out and so tired trying to like bathe yourself with the drains and everything. You're just, those wipes, I sat on the toilet, my mom did it to me because the toilet was support. Oh, let's go back here. Because the toilet kind of gave me some support, and I was just like, you'd have something to lean up against because you're just like wiped out. And she would do that, and I'm telling you, I did not think that was gonna be like one of the highlights of the recovery, but they totally were. I highly recommend them. Something else you're gonna need are button-down pajamas, and you're gonna need like a top and a bottom, and you're going to need them in a way bigger size than you normally take. because you're gonna have so much stuff on you. So like between your drains and your binder and all that kind of stuff, like you just need, and also you just want the room. Like you need people to be able to move it easily and access it, and there not be any kind of restriction. So I got like huge PJs, but I got 2 pairs because I don't wear pajamas like that. So I had nothing, but I had just the button down ones. And I'm weird. I don't always like things right around my wrists. So I got like a 3/4 length sleeve option, and I had a longer sleeve option, and I really favored the 3/4 sleeve option. I would like push up my sleeves on the other one, but the 3/4 one was kind of perfect. So again, I got those off Amazon, and then we would literally put me in a pair, and the pair I had just taken off, those would go into the sanitary cycle in the washing machine. So, and then just flip it, right? It's like every day they would get sanitized, just because of the proximity to your, you're considered an open wound. So their proximity to that is like, you're not messing around. Something else that's super important, if you don't have a recliner, you need to rent one. And I'm not kidding. Like, don't try to make do. Like, you need to rent a recliner. And you'll have it for like a month. Like, you should have it for a month. I didn't have to rent one because our living room set up, most of our couches are recliners. I also have a really bad back. I've talked about this in other videos. So I absolutely have to have a recliner set up anymore for my back. Like, it's just like a total non-negotiable. That's how I do my work. It's like it's a daily need. But if you don't have one, there are services that will rent you one for like a month or so. A lot of them, like a lot of medical procedures and stuff, really recommend them. But this will make it so much easier for you to sleep and to get up. We have a Tempur-Pedic, fully adjustable Tempur-Pedic bed, and it was still that angle. Maintaining that angle was like your hand to your knee thing in bed was just so hard to maintain. So I really recommend getting a recliner because it just kind of keeps you in that position so much more naturally, and there's just way less risk. And when you're like drugged up and you go to the bathroom and it's easy to get winded and it's easy to just, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of risk factors. Just rent the damn recliner. Also, on that note, put a sheet on that recliner, make sure it's cleaned, but you should always have some sort of like clean, sanitized barrier between you and it. So I always sit on this one side, and we just had that covered, and they stretched it out until like 2/3 of the, just to keep me safe, just in case. But yeah, I highly, highly, highly recommend that. Obviously, get your prescriptions. You're gonna be on a few things. I don't think I was taking anything past maybe like a week and a half. And the only thing I took that far was a pain pill to help me sleep at night, just to keep you, relatively pain-free. And then it was Motrin. But you're gonna have prescriptions, you're gonna have an antibiotic, you're gonna have an anti-inflammatory, and you're gonna have your pain medicine, and then you'll be switched to Motrin, or I was switched to Motrin after that, which like I think I was on the Tylenol 3s, and I was just such a loopy mess. There's like video of me. I felt like I was coherent, and then I look back and I'm like, no. Yeah, so you're gonna be on that. I also had the shots I had to take because again, we said this in another video, but in case this is your first video in this like kind of series of mine, I had to take a shot in the leg for 7 nights, and it was the worst part of the whole thing. And I had my drains in for a month, and the shot still sucked more. So don't let that be the reason you don't do it, but just be prepared for it, because literally nobody mentioned these damn shots. But they're basically an anti-blood coagulant that you shove in your thigh, and you have to have them if your BMI has ever been over a certain number, because your blood vessels have expanded to a certain point, and whether or not you have lost that weight, your blood vessels don't actually come back down. So you have to administer these shots to help with that blood. So I said this in the other one, but my weight, I haven't been that high in 14, 15 years. But at one point I was that high, and it wasn't even for that long, but it doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. Just, I was in this BMI for more than one day of my life. And because of that, my blood vessels are that size, right? Like that's just simple. So I just want to kind of state that because I feel like nobody else has, and that sucked. And I just, you know, the sisterhood is real, man. So I just wanted you to hear it from me. I warned you, you'll get through it. Take deep breaths, it's okay, but like it does suck. I had a countdown. Something else you're gonna need is a container for vomit. I know that's not like a pleasant topic, but this, I've had a couple of surgeries, I've had a fair amount of surgeries in my life. I've had back surgery, I've had really shitty recoveries. So like my back was a way worse recovery than this. This is like a walk in the park compared to that. But it was the first surgery that I did throw up after. I've never thrown up before post-op. So I actually have it in my thumbnail, I think, for the day of and the first week of surgery. I had like a barf bag, and then I had a container. So I didn't throw up a lot. Like I just threw up that first day, but you're so out of it, dude, you don't even know. Like I have no recollection of it. And the only reason I remember doing it is because I remember feeling like, uh-oh, like somebody has to clean that up, and I felt bad, you know, because that's a shitty thing to make somebody else do. But yeah, I remember the guilt attached to it. Sorry for this lighting. This sun is just like a mess. Is that better? Slightly. Okay, so you're also gonna need a cane. You can get that off Amazon. It's like under 20 bucks. So we got a bingo cane. And you're gonna need alcohol wipes. You can get them, they're sold everywhere. Every drugstore's got them, Amazon had them. But that's what you wipe your scissors down with. That's what you wipe everything down with. You will have to cut, like we had to cut stuff, like the tape and whatnot. So we'd have to cut that, and so we'd have to wipe the scissors down to cut that. So you're gonna need scissors. Just any pair of household scissors is fine, but just sanitize it before you use it. So these are the alcohol pads that we got, and they were, I think this is our second box. So they come in a pack of 100. Oh, and then to piggyback off of the wipes, you're gonna need isopropyl alcohol, just to sanitize whatever, right? You wanna sterilize, sanitize handles, it is so much better to be safe than sorry. And considering kind of the length of time, depending on you with your drains and whatnot, it's just so much better to just be a little overcautious about that, especially during like, I think if there's like one of the few things Rona has taught us is that, you know, sanitizing stuff is important. Oh, hand towels. Your binder is gonna get itchy. So your stomach will get itchy, and it'll get just like, you'll experience a lot of discomfort, and just kind of like, your stomach's kind of over having this thing right on it, right? So they had recommended to us that we should put a hand towel down, just to like something softer. That helped so much. So I really recommend having, and again, like you have to run it through the sanitary cycle on your machine, but I really highly recommend you having a couple of hand towels, because those things were such a godsend when we got greenlit to use them. It was amazing. They made such a difference. Oh, another thing food related is whey protein. You need the whey protein for muscle recovery. Whey protein is the best for muscle recovery. So you really want something to kind of give you the assist on that. And I drink that with my coffee every day. I just pour espresso into my shakes, and you know, I've talked about this. I mean, there's so much what it does in my channel. But anyway, I did that with my coffee. And then I got like a cookies and cream flavor to mix it up, and I would have that as like a snack or whatever, and it just kind of tastes like, you know, low sugar Oreos, but like not really, but it's whatever. But yes, that was great. So I recommend those. Those are Premier Protein ones. If you want, if you have like another variety that you like, obviously buy that. Like I don't have any kind of sponsorship with Premier, even though I would love to have one because I mainline those things. But yeah, so whatever whey protein works for you, get that. If you have a whey issue, talk to your doctor. You're gonna need sterile gloves. You're gonna need, just buy like a box. I'm gonna really try to get an Amazon store going at some point. So even if I don't get it done in time for this video, just, you know, I'll link at some point like a marketplace. I don't know, we'll figure it out. but like it's so important to have some of this stuff. You need sterile gloves. Everybody who touches you has to be hands washed, gloves on. If those gloves touch anything, they have to change the gloves or rewash their hands. So it's super important that you just get, like, we went through and actually took pictures of everything they had in their office and then just ordered the exact versions of those, just so it was like familiar, you know, so whatever they demoed on me for my mom and for Jeremy, like they literally were seeing the same thing, just to kind of help it. You're stressed out enough, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are super important. So is the sterile tape. You want sterile tape and these little like cotton, like medical squares. You need those because you basically tape, you line your scar, like your open wound basically, with these little squares, and then you tape them together, and then you tape it to your side, but like a side that's not open, right? Like you go all the way back. So we didn't film that because there's no way to film that without showing you like a ton of my body that does not belong on the internet. But yeah, the doctor will show you, or the medical assistant, whoever's there, will show you. But it's super important that you get the medical grade one, obviously, because it's like literally the open wound is what you're covering. But it's sort of like a craft project every night, because you have to like hold it and then tape it and then like kind of layer them so the tape never touches your incision. It always just lays on top of the cotton. They'll show you how to do that, or they should show you how to do that, but make sure you have a lot of those, because I think we probably threw away so many of them because like either he would have to scratch his nose or it would fall, or just stuff, right? Like you wind up needing more than you think you do. Also for me, I had drains in for a month. We had to do that a lot longer than a lot of other people did. So just err on the side of caution. Oh, Hibiclens. You need a Hibiclens. Hibiclens is amazing because it is a surgical soap, and it's antibacterial for up to like 24 hours. So we literally would wash our hands with it. So anytime they touched me, they would wash their hands with Hibiclens. And then in the shower, when you would wash me, Hibiclens. So we got the big, I'll show you, we got the really big bottle with the pump on it. And then I got a second pump. I think it came in a 2-pack, just in case there's like a clog or whatever, right? It's like, you don't need that stress. And then I got a smaller one that had like a flip top, but we had that in the other bathroom. There's 2 bathrooms on our first floor. So basically any bathroom that I would go to, or the closest bathrooms to get to me, had the Hibiclens in it. So our bases were covered. I have this because I'm gonna get that lipo done, and I figured might as well. This is Hibiclens. This is the big quart size. So you can see kind of where we're at, and this was like a month of use, right? Maybe more. I used it until it was like I was closed up. One other thing I would share with you, if you don't have one, get an adjustable or removable, like detachable shower head. That will come in clutch. That'll be like such a savior because you can't wash yourself at first, right? Like you need help. So then being able to guide the water, I said this in the other video, but it's worth repeating. Then being able to guide the water so you don't get overwhelmed. It sounds weird, but it will happen. And have them start on your legs to get you reacclimated to it, because it does overwhelm you. And if you had to do it yourself, you would totally pass out. The other thing I would really recommend is putting some sort of a lawn chair or like a stool, like a shower stool, something that supports your upper body though. I wouldn't necessarily do a stool unless it had some sort of back support, because you are gonna get wiped out, you are gonna get tired, you are gonna need to lean back at some point, but still holding your knees. You're just a massive fall risk. And so we, sorry, I just realized that fan was going. I don't pay that much attention. So we got a lawn chair from like Home Depot, some like cheapo plastic lawn chair. And that's what we, Natalie's playing this way, and that's what we put me in. Because that way, you know, I was just kind of secure. And then obviously clean whatever stool you're gonna put in there. But the other thing is have whoever is bathing you warm up the chair before they put you in it. So what we would do is we would turn on the shower on a hotter setting, and then let it warm up the chair, and then walk me in while it was doing that, because it took me some time, right? Obviously. and then kind of go from there. But that thing was so worth the money. I mean, it's a cheap lawn chair, but it's so worth getting. I'm so sorry for having to move all the time. It's just like this sun is just, our weather's about to get gloomy. It's like the sun is just, doesn't know what to do. But yeah, I highly recommend getting that chair, just some sort of chair for your shower, because like, you know, you think about stuff like, oh, I don't need that. And then when you are in the moment, you would pay 4 times the price for it in the moment, right? So just anything that helps you manage your stress, more importantly, their stress, because you are completely dependent on these people. So I really recommend that. And then, yeah, other things, you're really not gonna have a lot of attention span. So like you could buy books if you want to. I think I ordered some books and was reading them because I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't move. So I think I was reading around like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th week, stuff like that. But the first week, you're just kind of done. But I really recommend, you know, getting what you need and not cutting corners on it, because I'm telling you, oh man, it's just not worth it. Something else to maybe buy, if you don't have somebody to take care of you, consider, this is a bit of a like a asterisk one. If you don't have anybody to take care of you that you really trust, consider like getting a nurse, like hiring a nurse for that time. And I say that because, you know, it's 24 hours. Like it is 24 hours of work. So yeah, you're asleep and yeah, whatever. But like when you get up and have to pee, somebody's gonna walk you, you know? Somebody's got to get you off that recliner and walk you. So it's just really not worth having somebody only there for a couple of days. It's really not worth having somebody there who you don't trust, or who's going to try to play something down or anything like that. I just, if I didn't have who I had, I would have 100% hired a nurse for a month. Just to make sure I had what I needed and I was okay and I was taken care of and I was, you know, all my stuff looked all right. So, you know, if it's just worth mentioning, if you're in that boat, pay the money. Like we totally would have done it. If my mom couldn't come down, we would have had to do it because he's working and the kids and everything. So, it's just too much stress for him. So we totally would have done it. But fortunately, my mom had retired by that point, and so we kind of took advantage of that. I hope this video was helpful. If there's stuff that maybe you've heard of that I didn't touch on and you want my input on, I'm happy to answer it. Just leave me a comment. If you guys are curious about other stuff, if there's like other like tummy tuck questions you have, leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer them. I am, oh, this sun, man. But yeah, so I can't apologize enough for it. I can't control it, but I feel sorry. But yeah, so if I maybe missed something or y'all have specific questions I didn't touch on, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to answer them. If you have other things you want me to discuss on this topic that are, you know, not, there we go. It's so spastic. Leave me a comment and I'm happy to answer them or do a video on them, depending on what you're wanting. But yeah, and I just passed my 8-month point. So I'm officially gonna be 9 months on June 2nd. And I thought I would do a 9-month checkup, like show you what I look like at 9 months. And then I'll also show you, I have total plans to show you that lipo thing, that local lipo, tiny bit, wedge thing, whatever it was, on my hip, my dog ear. Really roundabout way of saying my dog ear. I'll show you all of that because nobody's done stuff like this, right? And this is like, at least I don't think they have. So I'm gonna, not in my research. So I'll take you along with me on all of that. But yeah, so I hope this video was really helpful. I hope y'all are doing okay. I hope Rona hasn't driven you totally crazy. I hope you're surviving and, you know, life isn't total shit for you. But anyway, thanks y'all for watching. I hope you're having a great day and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.